Welcome to chapter 66 of Memoirs of a White Guy. Merry Christmas. I mean, it's Boxing Day today, but Merry Christmas for yesterday. I hope you guys had a good Christmas with your friends and your families and your pets and who else you hang out with. I don't know who you hang out with, your haters. I don't know if you'd... Not many people have haters, let alone would hang out with them on Christmas, but I'm not going to judge you. I hope Santa came. I hope he got you what you wanted. Hope you got your little fidget spinners and your PlayStations and your... What else do you young skiing kids like? I don't know, your bloody drugs and your bad attitude. Hope you got that under the Christmas tree, you bloody millennials. Anyway, shame on you guys for being your age. Sorry, I just became the mainstream media for a sec. So I just blacked out and became Waleed Ali. Okay, so as you guys know, and it would have seen by the title of this podcast, this is a guest episode. This one's super weird how this came about. So this episode is actually from like 9 months ago. I recorded this with Neel Kolhatkar during the Melbourne Comedy Festival earlier in the year. It was before, actually I think it was in the morning. It was right after I recorded Frenchie's episode, went over to Neil's hotel, and we had a chat. And then I thought I lost the recording of this podcast for ages, and then that's why I never released it. And I was going through my computer today, and then I was like, what is this? Oh my god. So I thought, you know what, let's put it out this week. So we had a really interesting chat. I've gone through and had a listen to it. And yeah, we talked about mainstream media versus the internet, like in regards to our comedy, like what's a better avenue to take. We also talked about Neil being on TV. He's actually got a new TV show out on ABC iView since this podcast has been recorded, called Virgin Bush. I've checked it out. It's awesome. It's where Neil goes to like rural towns and does all this crazy stuff. Like I think he rode a bull, and I saw this one where he was like shearing sheep, and it's really cool. Go check it out. He's also done some other work. He's been in a telly movie called Head Above Water, which we talk about a bit on the podcast. It's directed by a good friend of mine, Connor, and Elliot Loney is the main star. So I really recommend you go check that out. I believe it's literally on Stan, Foxtel, and I think 9 Go on New Year's Eve. I think on the 30th of December. So that's like this week. So you know what? I'm going to find out, and then I'm going to put it at the end of the podcast when it is. I'm going to go find that out now. But yeah, so enjoy this podcast. This podcast was actually recorded, obviously, 9 months ago. But it was kind of recorded when Neil and I had just met. So I had known Neil, I probably only met him like a few times before this. And since then, I've actually had the opportunity to open for Neil at some of his shows, at his Geelong and Bendigo shows. We've hung out a lot since. We've actually come a lot closer, which kind of did make me want to... record like this again. Hearing this now, I was like, man, we've got so much more stuff to talk about now. But you know what, I'll just get him back on the podcast. So yeah, this podcast is from like 9 months ago. If we make like some topical reference, just pretend like it's March. So, and then that will be like, whoa, that was so current. Well done, Luke and Neil. So yeah, just put yourself in that mindset. It was a great chat. And yeah, thanks very much for Neil for joining me. And enjoy the podcast, guys. Welcome to the podcast, Neel Kolhatkar.
Great to be here. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for coming on. And this is quite a momentous occasion on Memoirs of a White Guy because you are the first non-white guest. You're the first non-white guy on this podcast. How does it feel?
I'm honoured.
Do you feel outnumbered?
I feel like, I'm one of the first coloured people that ever got rights. This is what must be how my great-grandparents
exactly
felt.
How Martin Luther King felt.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're at Melbourne for the Melbourne International Comedy Festival, and you're doing the entire run.
Yep.
Which is how are you enjoying it so far?
I'm loving it. It's been really fun this year. It's been good. Good crowds, good reception. And yeah, it's just been fun.
I saw your show the other night. It's a great show. Go out and see it, everyone.
Thank you.
Town Hall, but you're mainly doing Taxi Riverside.
Yeah.
This won't be out when you're still here, so go see him next year.
Okay, yeah.
Go see him in Sydney, because that's one of the biggest... It's the biggest show you've ever done, isn't it?
Yeah, it will be.
More. That's a huge theatre, man.
Yeah, the most I'll ever perform to.
So that's great. Neil's killing it. So if you don't know who Neil is, if you're unfamiliar, Neil makes videos as well, but predominantly a stand-up. I don't like being known as just videos. I hate it. I've considered myself a stand-up. Do you consider yourself a comedian?
I'd say just comedian. Yeah, and I do both.
Yeah, that's what I like. It's the worst thing when people say, "Oh, YouTube sensation," or like YouTuber.
I've got
you have a bit about it in the show, and I was
like
like, "That is relatable."
I hate that. So, it's annoying because it's like,
no one refers to me as a YouTube sensation. They're like, "You the fucking meme guy."
The meme sensation.
The meme sensation. That's
be a meme
so
sensation.
much worse.
It's like if you call a TV, if like you call an actor, "Hey, you're the TV star."
Well, they are.
Yeah, but it's not the.
I guess
a YouTube
movie star. Well, okay, save like
I guess
someone who'd done movies before,
a bit different.
Also did a TV show. They're like, "Oh, I know you from the TV show." You're like, "Yeah, but I was in."
Yeah, exactly.
It's like if
I can do both.
people knew Eric Bana from like fucking that TV show. He was on the sketch show, and he's like, "Dude, I was in fucking Troy." Like what?
Yeah, true.
But like, yeah, I feel like people know. Well, you know what? The reason why people do refer to you that is because that's the most people that see you as online.
Yeah. I used to hate it heaps, but now I'm sort of like, it's whatever.
Just
like
that's it. Whatever.
Yeah.
Cool.
Gotta own it. It's our N-word. YouTube sensation. I was talking to Lewis about that. YouTube sensation is our N-word.
Yeah, N-word.
We gotta not be ashamed of it.
Yeah.
And like start to own it.
Yeah.
And call each other, "Hey, my YouTuber, what's up?" But no one else can say it.
No one else can say it. I don't think I can even say it.
It's offensive if they say it to us.
Yeah, but we can say it to each other.
Yeah.
Cool. So I'm just here with my fellow YouTuber, Neel Kolhatkar.
That's right. That's right.
My tube boy.
My YouTuber.
And what was the first video for you that kind of took off?
Well, the biggest one that everyone seems to know me for is Australian 2 Minutes. That took off like 4 years ago. And before that, I had a few more that had been doing quite well. But my biggest video now is Modern Education.
They're like mini short films, and they're great.
They're short films. We get
I don't know how you afford to do that shit.
Are
you losing money on that shit?
Yeah, on those films in particular.
Because they're you have a proper
Keep
camera
coming
crew.
to the shows, then I can afford to do them.
Yeah, because those sketches are great social commentary. They're very professionally shot and they're very well written. So
thanks, man.
And is that kind of the goal that you're trying to move it to now? More, you don't upload as frequently anymore.
Yeah, no, I don't at all. So yeah, I'm trying to do more professional kind of content, longer form content, and short films, things that will sometimes take a couple of months. Those short films like take a couple of months to do.
It's so hard to get 10 people in the same place at the same time.
Yeah,
and that's only the start of it.
I don't know how I did it because I used to struggle just getting one person to film my videos.
Sucks. Like, just like, hey man, like, or even 3 people. Like, when we try and do it, we all meet up in Melbourne.
Yeah.
When you guys are down here for the comedy festival, it's like me, you, Frenchie, Josh,
yeah,
and
even then.
And then we're all like, what day can you do? And we can do like 2 days throughout the whole festival because when everyone's free. And then getting camera crew, getting the equipment on the day. I'm so glad I just film shit on my phone. And
Sometimes it's so much better. I reckon you either you just got to go on your phone. Or you go full professional. There's no point just going... You know how some people sort of go in between?
Yeah.
There's no point.
Well, I do go between. I'm 100% that. Because I only film the stupid You Don't Owe Me ones I film on my phone. Because they're just in square. And I make the videos square and stuff. Okay. But the ones I talk to the camera to, I need to get a new camera.
Oh, yeah. Like if you're doing vlogs and stuff.
Yeah, I'm doing like... review type things to the camera. So like... I just don't have the patience or the energy to be... putting into those big projects because I have heaps of huge ideas, but I'm like, I need a budget and I just never do them.
Yeah, it's tough. I don't know how I did it, to be honest.
But actually,
I think I just met a few people that luckily were happy to do that sort of stuff. And the first few, we didn't have a big crew. It was just kind of like 2 guys. One was filming, one did sound. And then it just built up every time.
But even to get the actors and stuff, are they friends of yours?
Most of them I knew, as friends, Some of them I just sort of searched for and... we find them, but generally we don't do like a full audition process. We just kind of like, mutual friends and stuff like that.
Just like, don't be shit, please.
Yeah.
Like you rock up on the day and you cross your fingers.
Dude, in the latest short film we filmed, it's going to come out in a couple of months.
Had some troubles on set.
Oh, this girl was the most unprofessional actress.
It wasn't the girl.
I don't think she's
usually.
No. She's
great. She's great.
Kate's like the best.
She like commits to every bit. Go watch these videos so you know she's the brunette girl.
Oh man, she owns that like social justice warrior role so well.
She's great.
How does she not have an Oscar yet? It's amazing. But look,
Mainly
I
because
probably
she's
won't
not
go-
doing Hollywood films.
Yeah,
I
true.
would
And she's
say.
doing my...
Yeah, she's doing
Neel
short films for
Kolhatkar's
YouTube.
videos. I think that should be an Oscar category. Best Neel Kolhatkar YouTube video.
What an obscure category, man! It sucks for everyone else because then they have to change their name to Neel.
Because if they don't let me, I'll just say, "Oh, Oscar's so white, not enough brown people."
That works.
It does.
Will
it clearly
Smith did
does.
it. And if Will can do it, you can do it.
Exactly.
Yeah, we need to talk about being
brown
usually...
people have had the same kind of journey that black people have, haven't we? No, we haven't.
Has anyone ever called you black?
Yeah, in high school I thought
what
I was
nationality
like, yeah,
are
I'm
you?
black, and girls would be like, "Oh yeah, black guys are hung like horses." I'm like, "Yeah."
You're like, please don't
Indian,
look at
which
my
is
dick.
quite the opposite.
Are your parents both Indian?
Yeah.
Yeah, and are you born in India?
No, I was born in Australia, mate.
Australia, yeah.
In
So you're
Sydney.
Australian, true blow.
Australian as fuck.
Yeah, and you're from.
Can I swear?
Yeah.
Okay.
'Cause I like that you were like Australian as fuck. Can I swear?
Yeah, that wasn't a very Australian question.
Yeah. So you're from Sydney.
Yes.
Yeah, and then what do your parents think of the comedy thing?
They're pretty supportive now.
Yeah,
At the beginning, they were always supportive, but they didn't, like, you know,
Understand
people...
it. My parents
over a
didn't really
certain age,
understand it.
They don't understand the internet, and they don't get it, and they don't know that you can make a career out of it, but now it's just better than traditional media.
You know when they actually saw it, I think it was last week, they came to my show and they were like, oh, there's people that we don't know.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, like Luke doesn't know these people, and they've paid to watch him. And then they were like, oh, so the people do come. And I was like, yeah, because I've been doing it for a year, and, you know, I say a number, I'm like, oh, I got up to 70,000 Facebook likes, and they're like, whoa, is that currency? Does that get you money? And I'm like, no. And they're like, oh, okay. And then, you know, I don't think they understand it, because, you know, they didn't grow up with it. And then when they rocked up and saw the people there, they were like, is that what happened with your parents?
Definitely,
they came to the first show and they were like, oh, he's
wow.
successful.
Yeah, he's doing well, yeah.
Yeah, that's good. That's the best shit when...
Can make them proud.
So, do you have jokes about your parents and stuff?
I used to do a few more jokes about my parents. In my show this year, no.
Were they cool with it?
Yeah, they've been pretty cool with it so far.
And did you used to swear at home and stuff?
A little bit.
So you're allowed to swear?
Yeah.
Family.
Nothing
See, our
over
family,
the
like, my
top.
parents don't swear and stuff. So,
Are they really strict, are they?
They used to be as a kid. Now, like, they've seen my show. Like,
okay.
they don't care. But, like,
Are your parents religious?
Nah,
Okay.
it's weird. They're just really good people.
Alright.
Actually, here's the thing. I usually ask white guys on this podcast, what's the best thing about being white?
Okay.
So, what's the best thing about not being white?
Being able to call racism.
Yeah.
And just get people in trouble.
Yeah. Do you do...
Like, I'm going to call a current affair after this podcast is done.
And it was disgusting.
Oh,
it was...
Luke Kidgell, you know, he tied me up, called me a curry muncher, and started shitting on me.
And I'd be like, I did. Yeah, it's
Hey, look, controversy sells.
No, it's because I ate your curry and then I just shut everyone.
Controversy sells.
Yeah, dude, please
do
that.
We'll both be well known.
We'll blow up within a week. If Tracy gets onto it, we'll be there.
If Tracy gets onto you, you've made it.
Yeah. So
if you're on Wikipedia and Tracy gets onto you, that's all you need.
No, that's the two... No, it's the two hallmarks of being an Australian celebrity, not an actual celebrity.
Yeah,
because there's a difference, and you discussed this in your show as well.
Definitely is.
And I always agree, there's a huge difference.
Look.
I'm a celebrity, get me out of here is poorly titled TV show.
It's a real paradox, because if you're going on I'm a celebrity, get me out of here, you're clearly not a celebrity.
No, because...
You're just like a few people in
You're
Australia
an ex-AFL player who needs a paycheck because you're retired.
Basically, yeah.
Collingwood's not. That was a direct dig at Dane Swan there, because Collingwood isn't throwing out the paychecks anymore.
Or you're just like a media, or you're just like a shitty journalist.
Oh, 100%.
That's gotten like a bit of media
Or like
attention.
there was an ex-Australian Idol.
Yeah.
I didn't know one of them. I think the one that won, I had no idea who she is. Casey Don. I know who she is now.
Did Casey Donovan win?
I think
she won Australian Idol way back in 2004.
So really her thing is just winning reality TV shows.
Yeah.
Getting voted in.
I guess she must be a bit
really
of talent,
likable.
because she can sing.
Sing,
but like most of them have no talent.
I know friends who can sing, you know what I mean? It's like, what do you fucking do?
Exactly.
If you're killing it? Like,
yeah.
Adele can sing.
Yeah,
but like other people can sing.
She's not going to go in the jungle.
No.
Adele is not.
Do you watch Australian TV?
No.
When did you stop watching? Because there was a point where everyone stopped watching it in our generation. It was about a few years ago for me.
I gave up like after... Well, there was no particular point, just when it became all reality TV.
I occasionally watch like the footy, but that's not like TV.
Yeah,
I
same.
consider like
I
live
watch-
sport is the only thing really worth watching.
Yeah, it's same. And sometimes the news, if there's like literally nothing on, I'll just
Yeah,
know what's
the news.
happening.
Like my parents will watch The Project like while we're eating dinner sometimes.
I can't stand the project,
Oh, yeah,
man.
dude.
I cannot stand it. Like,
Honestly,
I love all the people on it individually. I've met
I think
them all.
Peter Hill is quite funny on it. I think he's great on it and like stuff, but I just can't stand the shit that makes it. Like they'll go from wildly talking about a serious thing to a possum rode a roller coaster at like Luna Park the other day.
It's so weird.
And they'll just see like they
It's
jump
so
between
cringy.
like good heart, good, and it's just like you have a quota to fill. They've got to do one controversial
honestly,
story, one feel good story, and you're like, I can see it happening before me.
Because they're trying to be edgy. They're trying to be, we're the cool news.
They're not the cool.
You're
news.
not. Like, I almost prefer just watching Channel 9 News, to be honest.
Dude,
'Cause
I
at
prefer
least
watching
they just
ABC
tell it
News
like it is.
24 or like that lady on like SBS News, like the World
Lee
News.
Lin Chin.
Lee Chin. I would prefer to watch her because at least she doesn't try to be cool.
This is World News Australia. 20,000 people have died.
This is great because
in
if I
Iraq
did this,
from a bomb blast.
although it's still racist when you're doing it because you're not Asian.
Probably,
So.
yeah.
But do you?
But if it's a good impression, you get away with it.
Do you feel like you can get away
It's a
with?
personal impression. It's not an impression of Asian people.
That's true. It's a
Her
really
accent
cheap
is
impression.
quite unique.
Yeah. Do you feel like you can get away with stuff on stage? Like, obviously, you can get away with talking about Indian people. Like, do you bag in Indian people?
I bag everyone.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I guess I bag
'Cause
Indian people.
Like, there's jokes in my show about like Japanese people how they can't swim and stuff. You know what's the shit thing in
So they
Melbourne?
just ride the whales.
And me and yeah,
kill them.
they harpoon them, then ride them.
Just ride them till the whale dies.
Yeah. But I have jokes about like that, and it's, coming from a white guy, it's not great. But you know what the thing is? If you say, so at an open mic night, I gig a lot in Melbourne, and it's a very PC culture in Melbourne.
Yeah.
Hipster people, right? So if you say something about Muslims, people just hold back, hang back, and I've tried it before. I didn't even have a good bit, but I just wanted to see what people did.
Yeah.
And then I pushed it, see where I could go, and as soon as you start bringing up Muslims, the word Muslims just gets people triggered here if you're a white guy talking about it.
Yeah.
If you say something about feminism, girls will be like, nah, he's a straight white male, I'm not listening. But if you say something about Japanese, people just fucking love it. They're like, oh, fucking, they bombed us in the war, fuck them. Yeah. And people just don't care. And I'm like, but 10 years ago, it was horrible to make fun.
The Japanese are fucked.
Yeah, but like, it was horrible to make fun of Chinese people. Like, if you said the word chinga, you'd be like, dude, that's so racist.
Chinga?
Yeah, you know what I mean?
I've heard that term before. I've heard ching.
You've heard chinga?
Never heard chinga.
Didn't you use chinga in a video?
No. I like Chingy the rapper.
Chingy. Oh, Chingy. Yeah.
But chinga, I've never heard that.
Chinga. Anyway, so like, say Chinese person, right? Like, 10 years ago, it was a bit taboo to talk about Chinese people. I think in 10 years, Muslims are fair game for a straight white male, and there's going to be a new minority that's not in the, it's whatever's in the news.
Yeah.
People just get affected by what...
After 9/11, it probably was okay to make fun of Muslims because
for a bit,
people hated them.
Yeah.
But then people were like, oh, we've been hating them too much, let's stop.
They were hanging out to dry for about a decade, and everyone frothed it when they killed Osama. And then...
and then it's like, no, let's not be too mean to them because they blow things up.
But I reckon in 10 years' time, there'll be, Jewish people or something like that will be like, don't bag Jewish people, blah, blah, blah. Although they're killing us and everything, though. They're killing the world. Entertainment, they run it. They run Hollywood.
Pretty much.
You can't, there's nothing in them to hang shit on.
This is now just becoming an alt-right conspiracy podcast.
Yeah.
Damn Jews!
So, not many people realise you've been doing stand-up since you were 15?
Yep, 15.
And talk about that. So you were doing it for years before the online stuff. When did you start doing online stuff?
I started... Well, actually, my first, little video I posted, I was 13. But that was just... It was the most racist thing. It was
Calling people
called,
chingies.
It was called Curry Boy. It was racist for me. It was called Curry Boy, and then they just filmed me going curry, 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 curry.
That is the funniest thing ever.
Most racist thing. It was 10 years ago today, or not today, but 10 years ago about this time.
Wow.
I was 13. I hadn't hit puberty yet, so I was all chubby and baby faced. It's still on me. It's still on my channel. There's Curry Boy 2 that's on my channel.
Oh, go and check that shit out. You know people are going to dig that up.
Oh, yeah, look at it. It's really funny. And really awkward to watch because it's so racist, but I just keep it there for the lols because I just like it. And there's a guy in there, because I was in year 8, and the guy that was in the skit, he was in year 8 as well, but he looks exactly the same as he does now. He looked like a man in year 8. whereas I look like a little
Those
baby.
kids are just so intimidating.
Oh, he was so good at sport for year 7 to year 10. Then he just, everyone else got big. Yeah. So yeah, I actually technically started YouTube then, but I didn't properly start posting sketches and skits till 15, and that's also when I started stand up. So yeah, 15, and then for about 4 or 5 years, I was just plugging away doing them, and neither of them were really going anywhere. I was making a bit of headway in stand up, but then of course
you were doing Comedy Zone and stuff.
Yeah,
which is a thing in Melbourne where they pick the 5 most brightest up and comers from around the country.
Yeah.
And you did that before the online stuff.
The online stuff was still going, but it just wasn't it hadn't taken off yet. But yeah, I'm glad I did that, and actually, because I had, you get a bit of cred among the stand-up community or whatever, especially if you then become a YouTuber. People are like, as I'm sure you know.
Oh, we get that a fair bit in Melbourne.
Yeah, that's why we're only we can call each other. That's our word.
I know. People just kind of look down. I think people think that. Because I was doing stand-up really before, like, especially the videos took off. I started stand-up videos about the same time, because I was like, I'm going to do stand-up. Stand-up was always the main thing. I probably put a lot more time in stand-up. Like, I gig 3 or 4 times a week. Yeah. And I will probably put out 1 video a week. Like, I do a lot more stand-up than I do videos. But yeah, people just see the videos and go like,
yeah, of course.
We judged you. And they just look at one video and they're like, nah, that's you now forever.
It's like, what do you have, man? You've got like a shitty 5-minute set, and you've had the same 5-minute set for 10 years. Yeah. And the biggest crowd you've played is like 30 people in a fucking shoebox.
That's the thing. You have the last laugh.
But you're a true comedian.
Yeah, I know. They're purists. But you have the last laugh when it comes to festival time. I think
exactly.
You're the one not in a shoebox.
We could, one day we'll be able to just like buy their material. So, not that we'd want it because it's shit.
I can't believe you're saying this shit because I don't care. But
I know, only because I'm really going hard on this podcast.
Because are you trying to make what's the goal for you? Are you mainstream media?
Okay. That was a joke, by the way. Let's.
Yeah, are you trying to make it mainstream?
I always wanted to, but like sort of the last year, I've sort of been like, do I really want to be on TV? Especially Australian TV.
I've been thinking that because people are like, when are you going to be on the gala? And I'm like, did you even watch the gala?
Who watches it anymore? No one under the age of 40 watches it. Like, just TV is so PC now.
Dude, your stand-up clip about periods last week got more views than the fucking gala did. I bet you if you check the ratings.
Yeah, it probably did, yeah.
Yeah. And that's a 3-minute bit of yours, and then a 3-minute bit of you know what I mean?
It rated higher than the gala.
Yeah. Yeah. You got a high rated higher, just your fucking one bit.
Yeah, exactly. And so I'd love to do the gala, don't get me wrong. If I get the opportunity, I'll do it. But there's just so much. I'm not one for networking and politics. I'm just going to do my shows and my comedy, and if people like it, they like it. And if
that's what I think.
The festival likes it. The festival has been good to me.
They're great. Yeah, and you're doing festival. Yeah, of course. I mean, the festival's great. Anyway, you know what I mean. Like, I think it's just the more work you put in, is the more you get out of it.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I just don't have no interest in trying to play the game. Really, I'm just like, I'm just going to do my own shit. People come.
You don't have to do it that way anymore. You don't have to do the gala, and then I wish there were a few TV spots other than the project, but
there's comedy up late, like the
even that's.
Have you been asked to do that?
People watch that. Yeah, I did it the first year, and then they lost the footage.
Okay.
So I never actually got on it, but like I said, when you build up online enough, you do all those things that you would get on TV anyway. Like, I film my own stuff now. I put it online at my discretion whenever I want to put it online, and I have all the rights to it. And it's your
fans watching it. You own all the content. I just think it's the way to go, especially with the internet. It's so many more opportunities to do that shit. You're making all the right moves, but I saw. What were your thoughts on being on TV? You're on TV.
Yeah, I know. I just said
on 20-1.
I was on 20-1. Look, yeah, I don't mind if mainstream media opportunities pop up. I'm happy to take them. I just don't want to I don't see it as like the goal as I used to. Yeah. I used to aspire to one day be on TV, but now I aspire to just keep growing on the internet and one day have an internet presence globally as opposed to primarily in Australia. But yeah, if things like 20-1 pop up, I'm happy to do them. There might be.
Was that weird being on like a set with a bunch of?
No, it was real awkward.
Do you all do the interviews on the same day?
No. They interview everyone one by one.
Yeah.
And you just sit there for an hour.
And watch the clips.
And then there's one guy and a camera. It's really awkward. You're in this dark little basement. and well, not that.
Is it filmed in Sydney?
It's filmed. You can film it in either Sydney or Melbourne.
Yeah.
I did Sydney, and there's just a guy sitting there, and he's like, he just says the topics, and then
You just have to react to what he's saying.
Basically,
and then
yeah.
cut at your best bits. How
Yeah.
many times did you actually get on the show compared to how much times you actually...
I had the best calls, and they cut them all out.
Really?
Yeah, dude, I did a Leland Chin impression. They cut that out.
Of course they cut that out.
Oh, that was the best call. And then
Dude, that was... Dude, when it's fucking racist on this podcast, it's gonna be fucked on mainstream TV.
I love that joke.
They're not gonna put it on. An Indian guy doing an Asian thing, some
True.
old bitch is gonna be like, that was an Indian boy doing a fucking Asian impression, I didn't like it.
Yeah,
I'm a big
true.
fan of Lily.
And that's the problem with mainstream media. They listen to the freaks.
Yeah.
The like Twitter freaks who
Whereas
just
if I watch
complain
that,
about
I'd be
everything.
like, fuck, that's a pretty good call.
And like if something's offensive, like 1 million people watch it. Unless like you shouldn't change it unless like at least 500,000 are like this is bad, or at least 200,000
Yeah.
of the million people
It's
that
like
watch it have to be
exactly.
like that was bad.
Yeah.
But if like 3 people are on Twitter and like
It's like whenever the Simpsons do something a bit fucked or Family Guy and everyone goes, that was a bit fucked, and you're like, alright, maybe Seth just ease up on the next episode. But like...
that's what I love about
Yeah,
Seth.
and they
He just
don't ease
doesn't-
up.
Yeah,
No,
he
it's
keeps going.
great.
It's great.
It's great.
But yeah, so you do those interviews, you do your jokes, and I had some good ones. Like when they were talking about the Hemsworth brothers, they were talking about Liam, and then I was just like, oh look, I may not be the best actor in the world, but at least I'm the best actor in my family.
Oh, that's good.
I know, they cut it out. I was so proud of that. And I had a line about Iggy Azalea. I was like, yeah, Iggy Azalea is a white girl from Australia who's made it in American hip hop. That's like Shaquille O'Neal making the Russian ballet. They cut
good.
that out. They cut all these really good bits out.
So what do they put on? Were you happy with what they even put on?
Oh, no, they put in all the like vanilla ones where I wasn't...
Saying anything.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
Which
that's
makes sense.
That's what TV is.
That's TV now.
And you've done a movie? What would you
little
call it?
telemovie, yeah.
It's just been picked up by Stan.
It's a telemovie.
Telemovie, yeah. So it's been picked up by Stan. It's called Head Above Water.
Yeah, it's pretty exciting.
It stars you and Elliot Loney.
Yeah.
And it's a surfing movie.
Yeah.
Have you done any surfing before?
A little bit in high school. I wasn't very good at it though.
Were you...
So it was all, they had a stunt double. But he looked nothing like me.
Oh, he looked nothing like you. I've seen the film. I've seen an advanced screening of it a
It's
while
pretty
back.
funny.
It's great.
They can get away with it because it's a
Elliot's one looked
mockumentary.
more like him.
Yeah, I know.
But I'm like, was the dude even Indian?
No, he was Brazilian.
Yeah, I'm like, he looked like... He didn't even look... Yeah, he was... Was he taller than you as well?
No, but he was a lot like buffer than I was.
Yeah, it just didn't look like...
You could tell it wasn't me, basically.
Yeah, it was like when he was surfing,
The
I'm like...
hair was different.
Yeah.
The wetsuit was different. I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure the board was different. It's just-
As if they didn't even
I
get
think
the
they
same
just filmed a
surfboard.
brown guy.
Oh, look at that'll do. That's Neil.
Yeah. People won't be able to tell the
You're
difference.
like, oh, I actually have feelings over here. That's fucked. So yeah, did you enjoy doing that?
Yeah, it was so fun. It was one of the best weeks of my life.
So it just took a week to film?
Yeah, 5
quite a
days
quick
or something.
shoot.
Yeah, 6 days. A week, yeah.
Was it like 14-hour days though? Like
No. I wasn't, I'm not the main character, so I'm not in every scene or on
You're
every
like
day.
Elliot's the main character.
Yeah.
But you're like
I'm the
his
rival.
rival. So
Yeah.
he's the protagonist and you're the antagonist pretty much.
Yeah.
You're the kind of the bad guy. Oh, you're more just like...
No, sort of.
No, but you're unsure of your character.
I'm the rival, because then Elliot becomes the bad guy for a bit.
Yes.
I don't want to ruin it too much, but I'm just sort of around. I'm along for the ride.
You're just there for the paycheck.
Yeah, basically.
For the sweet telemovie fucking
Yeah,
Australian B-grade movie paycheck.
That huge paycheck.
Killing the game.
Yeah.
That's cool though, man.
Loved it.
That's great that you're doing acting stuff like that.
Oh, it's so
'Cause
exciting. It's what you want to do. You want to just do comedy and acting. That's the goal.
Do you
That's
like
the dream.
acting more than stand-up or
I
not?
like them both. I get that question quite a bit, and honestly, I just really like them both.
Yeah.
They're both great, and I love doing them both. And I go in phases, so sometimes I might like stand-up a bit more, sometimes I like acting a bit more. I'm probably at a stage where I like stand-up a bit more now.
Just because you're doing the festival.
Doing
and you have
doing
to
the
like
festival.
it. If you're not enjoying it, you're just hating your month here. So.
Yeah, that would be a bit...
Your crowd work is so strong.
Oh, thanks, man.
It was great the other night. Like, you're riffing with the crowd and stuff. And you can tell that you gig regularly in Sydney, don't you?
Yeah, I try to gig
And you
2
can
to
tell.
3 times a week.
You can
Oh,
tell. I
thanks,
think
man.
you can tell the people who go out
You
there
definitely-
regularly and
yeah,
they
you gotta-
own the stage a bit more. And
You got to do it. You got to do the gigs.
Because I think you can be great and not gig. but then you look a bit rusty. Like
it looks like a performance.
Yes.
You want to look natural.
To be on and to be like, this is what I do and own it the whole time, especially for 22 nights in a row, you've got to put the work in during the year.
Absolutely.
And how long does it take you to write a show usually each year? Because you have a new show every year.
Well, I'm just doing like material whenever I come up with it. So then hopefully by next year there's
got an hour.
15 minutes worth of material and
That's
10 minutes riffing kind of thing. And I often do put 10 minutes from last year's show into the new show. Like last year.
That's what Seinfeld. A few of the American comedians do that. Seinfeld.
Yeah, I'm 40 minutes a year is enough for me. I don't think I can do more than that.
Well, yeah, because then you could do another 10, but then it loses some quality.
Exactly.
I'm worried about that next year. I am going to write a completely new show next year. I always want to scrap this material because this material was the best of the last 2 years.
Okay.
Because I've been doing some of it for a year and a half. I'm done with it. I'm just ready to kick it to the curb. But I'll keep it round, in notebooks and stuff.
Yeah.
In case I, want to film a special, and some of it I think still holds a place.
Absolutely.
In that special or something like that. But other than that, I think new show now from every year.
Yeah.
Most people do it, the new show every year.
Yeah.
But some Americans guys do one every 3 years.
Yeah, I know. That's probably better for like overall quality of material.
Oh yeah. Louis does one every year, but Chris Rock and stuff don't.
They do it whenever they feel like it, basically. And then they don't do their first show for ages. They get a really tight 20-minute set and then go from there. It's a UK thing because I think a lot of the festivals, it's all about having a message and a bit more of a narrative and things like that. But if it's just pure stand-up, which is what we all do, very difficult to come up with a really good 60 minutes each year.
Oh, very difficult. And you see it. And I think you can see, like, the people this year will be like, wow, Luke's show. He's thought about quite a lot of those bits. I'm like, I've had 2 years to think about it. Yeah.
Second year syndrome.
Yeah, everyone struggles. You know what? But I think I'll pull it together. But I just need to just work harder at it. I need to just push harder to get the hour out. Yeah. How many gigs do you do a week?
I try to do 2 to 3.
Yeah, that's what I try.
But it really depends because some weeks I might do a bit more, and then sometimes I'll take like 3 weeks off and do just one a week or something. But at least once a week, I think you have to do.
So you're like a regular on the Sydney circuit?
Yeah, I'd say so. Yeah, I'm always around.
That's good. And
with my YouTube, just like got a big YouTube jacket.
Yeah.
Big glasses and rock up in a fucking mad. Nah, I'd probably just rock up in a shitty like Honda Civic or something.
And you've got like
YouTube's here, the future is here.
The YouTube's here. You're like, Facebook in the house, 400k.
The future of comedy is here.
Yeah, and then you come in with your fucking 2-minute relatable sketches and.
Yeah, I do YouTube
on stage, Australia in 2 minutes, and he's fucking out of there.
Shit people don't say
on stage.
Yeah.
But YouTube videos.
Shit alcoholics say, and then I just do that for 2 minutes and I get off.
Yeah.
And then I say, hey, please like my page, and I get off.
Yeah, you say like, comment, subscribe, and then... Yeah. Dude, I know people who do plug their fucking Facebook at open mic nights.
Yeah, I've heard that.
I've seen that. They're like, hey, you can check me out on Facebook. If I was sitting in an open mic night, I'd be like, man, this guy who's just done 4 minutes on how fucking much he hates his wife, I'm not gonna follow this dude on fucking Facebook. Yeah. He's gonna upload pictures of him fucking beating her. I'm like, no, like, no way would I follow you on any form of social media. Stop plugging your shit.
You used to be able to, I reckon when Facebook started and that, like Khaled used to give people cards, and that's how he got like 5,000 fans.
Okay.
But now it wouldn't work now.
I don't think it would work as much. Yeah. I think it works like Lewis gives out a card and I have a card as well with all my social media on it. But I don't say it on stage. I might leave. I haven't been leaving on the seats at Melbourne. Yeah. I've mainly just been using it to promote it, but I'll leave it on the seats at Lewis's show. Okay. Or just like a thing like, I've never heard of this guy before. Maybe I want to check him out. Yeah, I do it for that reason because the people already know who I am coming to my show. I'm like, the chances are they already like my Facebook page anyway. Yeah. But like, I wouldn't do it in an open mic room. Yeah. I just do that shit just to work on material. Okay. Yeah. All right. I reckon we should answer some questions.
All right, let's do it.
All right. The first one, I'm just opening these, just fucking live on Snapchat. So this is going to be, what music do you listen to? And does Neel listen to Muhammad Rafi?
What music do I listen to? Or
what music do you listen to?
So he's asking a different question to me because I'm brown.
Yeah.
So he's asking, what music do you listen to?
I listen to white boy shit like Fall Out Boy, Blink-182 and Panic at the Disco because I'm a child.
Do I listen to Muhammad Rafi?
That is so racist, Marcel.
But I love Muhammad Rafi.
Who is that?
He's my favourite rapper.
Do you know who he is? No.
Yeah, he's the bomb. Oh god.
You know,
that
you
was,
can't
that was
even
some
pretend.
like that was some like 80-year-old white guy comedy.
He's the bomb.
He's the bomb, man.
So you don't know who that is?
No, I have no idea who that is.
Okay, that's just racist, Marcel. How about you take it backwards comments? And although if there's any podcast, you're going to be fucking rude to brown people, and it's memoirs of a white guy.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
You knew this coming in.
Oh yeah, no,
Yeah.
I was fully.
Do you feel like a minority right now? Or
Yes.
is white people asking you horrible questions?
Yeah, you know, I feel really pressed. I'm gonna go on Hack, and be like, oh, the YouTube scene is just full of straight white men. I'm gonna call you all out. I'll be like,
You're like
French
the
is so
only.
mean to me.
You're literally the only brown dude on the internet.
What about
Have you ever thought
Super
about
Walk?
that? Oh, yeah. I didn't call like Italians and Greeks brown.
Okay,
They're
well,
just like
in Australia,
they just
yeah,
yell.
there's
You know what?
They
They're
yell
belligerent
around
white people. they're loud white people. That's what Italians are.
essentially, yeah, they're just a bit more tanned and a bit louder.
Matt said, "Want to smash?" No, I'm good. Do you want to smash, Matt?
If he's a goat,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. Cool.
We didn't say that on the podcast.
No,
so
that's the
people
thing.
can have
No, we were talking about this
idea.
before it because I actually
Yeah.
put a podcast with Frenchie, and we're talking about fucking goats a lot.
Okay.
Yeah. So you brought it in joke.
Okay.
Not part of this podcast.
Damn.
This is a good one. What inspired you to do stand-up, Neil?
Well, I did a lot of acting in like early high school, and it was all generally comedic acting. And then I did a lot of improvisation, and I thought the next step was to try to do stand-up. And I watched like Russell Peters and Chris Rock. They were
Russell
my favorites.
Peters fan. I've never gotten into
Every
it.
brown guy is a Russell Peters fan.
Yeah.
At
Why?
some point, because if you haven't seen a lot of comedy, especially, there wasn't a lot of like brown comedians that did stuff for just brown people and Asians, and Russ Peters just came out and did.
What about Old
all
Man
that
Aziz? Aziz is new though.
Aziz is more. He
I
doesn't do
love
like
Aziz.
brown comedy though. He just
No.
does like.
He does white guy comedy.
Yeah, he's like the
But he
white,
does do something
the white
about
man's
being
brown
brown.
comic.
Yes.
Like some
No, but
people
he does
say,
do stuff about being brown,
but
but
in a-
catered to white
yeah,
people.
catered to white people. Like it's how people differentiate Dave Chappelle and Chris Rock, in the way that some people will say Dave Chappelle is like the white man's black comic,
And Chris
whereas
Rock is
Chris
for
Rock is the
people.
black man's
Oh
black
yeah, they all
comic.
love him. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's so you can tell when you look at their specials. Chris
Look
Rock
at the
is
audience.
just so unapologetic, and there's
Oh,
like people
yeah.
cheering, and that's why I love Chris Rock. Not that I don't like Dave Chappelle or anything, but you can definitely see why that's.
And you know what?
Comparison.
I'm more of a
exists.
Dave Chappelle fan because I'm a white human being, and that's probably why.
Probably
Because he does go like, "This is the difference between black girls and white girls," and I'm like, this isn't
Whereas
relatable to me. I'm
Chris
not a
Rock comes out with these
Yeah.
motherfucking white motherfuckers.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm not really a white girl or a black girl, so I don't really relate to this. Actually, I'm pretty much a white girl, let's be honest.
Yeah, if you're listening to Panic at the Disco.
Oh, yeah, dude, I went to their concert like 3 months ago.
Apparently,
Not
yeah, they
even
were in
ashamed of it.
Australia,
They were
yeah.
great. It was honestly one of the best concerts I've been to. You know
Wow.
why
Where
now?
did they play?
Festival Hall. Because they've
Okay.
shaken the whole 14-year-old thing a bit, because they had one song back in 2009.
Yeah.
And then they had like a brass band on stage, and yeah, there were teenage girls there, but like not to the point you'd expect.
Okay.
Lots of dudes my age just going like, "Oh fuck, we thought we'd be the only ones."
Really?
Like we were all looking at each other like going, "Oh, other dudes fucking listen to
Damn.
them." It was a bit weird. But
you know who I loved?
who?
Simple Plan.
I've never been a Simple Plan guy.
Oh, man, you gotta
No,
love
like
Simple
they've
Plan.
like, wow, dude, this. You know why? They're just a meme band now. They're like a pop punk Smash
I
Mouth.
still love them.
Actually, no, Smash Mouth. they're a
I'm
pop-
trying to forget that I'm addicted to you.
That Welcome to
That
My
was the
Life and Shut Up and Jump are good
So
songs.
shut up, shut up.
That was like teenage angst in a song. Shut up, shut up, shut up. Don't want to hear it.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're teenage
Ultimate
angst. in a
teenage
band.
angst song.
Yeah. But Good Charlotte were the OG
Oh, yeah,
teenage
yeah.
angst band. I'm such a white girl, man. I have a Paramore poster in my room. Paramore
wow.
poster. I get
would've-
shit all the time on Snapchat.
You would have fit in my high school because I was
Really?
like everyone was like real white.
Did you just like rap shit? Because you thought you were black when you were a kid,
Yeah,
didn't you?
I was like into the rap and that. Everyone
Yeah.
else was into like, well, everyone was into more like metal and like, you know, Bring Me the Horizon and I don't know, Parkway Drive.
Yeah,
Yeah, I was like, yeah, Eminem, 50 Cent,
yeah. You were that kid.
Chingy, Nelly.
So is Chingy an actual rapper? I thought it was like this alter ego
What?
you made up.
Are you kidding me?
Dude, I'm proper white.
do you not
dude.
know the song Right There? I like the way you do that right there, right there.
No, I thought
Do you
this
know
was
the
a bit
song
you did in your
Holiday Inn?
first special.
Are you kidding
Yeah,
me?
but you're like, it's Chingy, bitch, and I thought that was like a character you'd made up.
Oh my god.
Dude, I'm like the whitest dude ever.
That's fucked. Do you know the song Holiday Inn?
No.
What you doing? Nothing, chilling at the Holiday Inn.
I bet you there's people listening raging at me because I don't know
Yeah,
this
no,
song.
you gotta know Chingy. Even
Yeah.
most white people.
I admit
would
I'm
know
the weird
Chingy.
one, right?
Right there. everyone
Most
knows
white
that
people
song.
like, you should, as
Right
memoirs
there.
of a white guy, you should be familiar.
It's not good enough. Yeah.
Alright, the next question. Would you rather fuck 100 duck-sized horses or one horse-sized duck?
100 duck-sized horses.
I thought it's usually would you rather fight, not
The
fuck.
more animals I can fuck, the better. 100 duck-sized horses for sure. That'd be so hot. I'd do 200.
Do you want me to caption
This
it
is
like
actually gonna be
talking
on Current
bestiality
Affair.
with
Yeah.
Neel Kolhatkar? I would rather fuck one horse-sized duck. I'd rather it be bigger.
It wouldn't feel good though, because the hole would be too
That's
loose.
great. I don't want to feel good. It's a fucking horse-sized duck.
Well, how long do you have to fuck it for? Do you have
I'm
to
not
fuck
fucking
till
it
you
for
come?
pleasure.
Wait, I think you have to fuck the animal till you orgasm.
God, it would be hard to come in a horse-sized duck.
Exactly. So then.
Oh, right, but it would be
100
easier to come in a
You do one a day.
duck-sized horse.
Yeah, you do one a day. You know.
Unless you'd be like, like it'd be like a
Yeah.
small, like
A real cute horse. You could pull its hair and stuff.
whip it while you're fucking.
See, now you're getting into it too.
Yeah, I know. I've said some
brought you
shit.
to the dark
You
side.
brought me to fucking team bestiality. What made you go down the path of being comedians? We just pretty much answered that, didn't we?
Yeah.
It
Too
was
late.
it was trying to be funny in high school, and then
Just wanting to fuck animals.
wanting to get asked dumb shit on Snapchat.
And I don't
Instead
mean
of having
animal
a
as in
real
a girl
job.
who's like an animal. I mean like an actual animal.
Yeah, like a
Like a
quacker or like
wildebeest.
a little squirrel
Or a sloth.
I used to have a joke I didn't put in this year's show about a sloth trying to fuck another sloth on a David Attenborough documentary, and it was like the sloth hears the female's mating call and thus reacts with speed. And I was talking about how this sloth wants to fuck the chick, but he can't move. And I did this whole bit about this sloth
That's
trying
great.
to get a root, but then by the time she's get there, she's just like married with 3 kids. Like, it takes so long, and she's drying up on the tree and stuff. And it didn't make the cut for the show, but
It's pretty funny. Maybe it could be in the show next year.
I've just fucking ruined it on the podcast. But you know what? People forget that shit,
Yeah,
so it might
exactly.
be in the show next year. But yeah, I do want to, because that's, to me, in my head, a sloth trying to fuck another sloth is hilarious.
That is funny.
That's
It'd
the
be
funniest
very,
thing in the world.
it'd be like slow motion.
Slow motion fucking, oh, that's hilarious. Anyway, would you rather, why are these questions, I did say on my Snapchat story, don't send in horrible shit, because I just did Frenchie's podcast, and they sent in horrible shit.
Oh, but
This
you
is
got
still
it for
horrible.
Frenchie.
No, they're still sending us. Would you rather shag a roo or a koala? It's probably an American.
Both.
At the same time?
Yeah, oh, that'd be hot.
Yeah. Cool, so that's the end. Is that the last question? That's all the, you know what, the rest are going to be filth. So, you need to go, don't you?
I do, yeah.
Got shit to do, we're both busy men.
Dude.
I got a show to do. You got a show tonight?
Yeah.
You got a show every night. You didn't have a night off from
Nah.
the festival.
I'll have done 25 shows in a row.
That's
I've done
dedication, people.
23 in a row. 22 in a row, I got 4 to go.
And
Those are
people
close.
don't think the online guys hustle.
Oh,
You
yeah.
hustle. You did a show on Easter Monday. That's when I went and saw you, because that's when I had my day off.
I
and
did
went
every
and-
Monday as well.
I went and saw you
haven't
on my
had a
day
show
off.
So it's
Fuck.
been pretty intense, but it's been
You've been
fun.
killing it.
Thanks, man.
Thanks for coming on the podcast.
Man,
Wait.
I really loved it. I think there's a few things I said in there that are going to definitely come back to bite me.
Oh yeah, you're just gonna be like bored
Mainly
up. Like,
the fucking the animals,
you know what it is?
the racist stuff.
yeah, you're gonna say something one day that's horrible. Then they're gonna dig up everything they can about you.
Yeah.
Find you saying, "Would you rather shag a koala or roo?" And you say both. That will be hot, and then that's gonna fucking ruin your life.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, but that's what happens on podcasts
Yeah,
because it's not radio.
exactly.
There's no producer. We're in Neil's hotel room right now talking about bestiality, and you can't fight that. You just got to run with it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
gotta go with it.
All right, Neil. Is that all you have to say?
I
Did
think
you have
that's-
any message for all the white people listening? Because I don't know. There's a few.
We're
brown
coming
people-
for you, whiteies.
You know what's funny?
Watch out, whiteos.
I had a brown dude message the
Crackers,
podcast.
you fucking crackers.
Cracking dick.
Fucking crackers. We're gonna turn up the sun and you'll all die of melanomas.
And you'll be like, just.
Well, that was dark.
Yeah.
Unlike you guys. Oh.
That was good. That was
That
actually
was
funny.
actually good.
He's a comedian, guys. That's how we
Yeah.
thought of that. Thanks
Thanks
for
for
coming
having
on.
me, man.
I appreciate it. Sorry, I couldn't be bothered to find like a harp sound effect. You know how fancy podcasts have sound effects to signify the end of an interview? Well, that was that. But this isn't a fancy podcast, so hey, sue me. I don't care. That's the point of this podcast. There's no budget. So even if you're gonna sue me, what are you gonna get? Like my intellectual property? Cool, you get the rights to a muff slap. Actually, you know what? That's priceless. So no one sue me, please. Anyway, that was the episode. Hope you guys enjoyed the chat with Neel. I did say at the start of the podcast that I would find out when Head Above Water, the movie that Neel's in, is being released, and I found out that it's on TV this Friday on 9 Go. So if you're in Australia and you're looking for something to do this Friday night, the 30th of December, go watch Neel and Elliot, directed by Connor Fairclough. I would highly recommend it. I've actually watched the movie like when it was cut a couple of years ago, and I was about a year and a half ago. And yeah, it's great. So I've seen it, and it's real. I would highly recommend giving it a screening. We didn't really get into it fully what it was about, but it's pretty much about Elliot as a surfer, and this crazy thing happens, and then he goes like, I don't want to give too much away, but there's like a twist ending, and I think it's about a guy who punches a shark. So just go watch it. I would highly recommend the geese. And also, I wanted to come back and say just before I end the podcast that I want to say thank you guys so much for an awesome year once again on this podcast. We had our first live podcast this year, and to everyone who came or listened or just got amongst that, we wouldn't have found Peter Pigeon without you. So thank you very much to the Elite Birdwatching Task Force, everyone who came along that journey. That was good fun. Obviously, lots of people still wondering when I will release Peter Pigeon's interview. All I'm going to say is the time's not right, and it might be one day. We might come back to it, but all I'm going to say is the world's not ready, and you guys really, there's sometimes a lot of hate against me for not releasing the interview when I'm just literally doing you guys a favor on that one. I'm like, you'll hear it, and you'll be like, oh my god, I was not ready for this. So don't blame me. Okay, what Peter said was damning and controversial, and look, the world's not ready, and just accept that, and let's all try and move on. But yeah, thank you guys so much for this year. I've had a blast. I can't wait to do it all again next year. The great thing with this podcast is I have no idea what's to come. You know what I mean? Like, there could be a live podcast in 4 weeks. I don't know what's going to happen, or it could be 2 years away. Or it could be, you know what I mean? Like, I just love the fact how open-ended and how much it changes because of you guys and the interaction. And also, most of the podcast depends on how many drunk birds I see falling off poles. But yeah, so thank you very much for this year. If you're recently new, welcome aboard. Hope to have you on for 2018 as well. I'll do a proper wrap-up of the year next week when I do just me talking shit in my room again. But until then, I believe that will be after New Year's. So this will be the last time you guys will hear the podcast before the end of 2017. So I wanted to say thank you very much. Happy New Year to you all. Hope you guys set a couple of New Year's resolutions. I'm pretty sure last year in the podcast, I'm going to check. I may be just making this up in my head, but I'm pretty sure I set some New Year's resolutions last year on the podcast, so I'm going to listen to those back during the week and see if any of them came true. So yeah, and next year I'm going to be setting some goals next year in the podcast. And also, hit me up on the email if you guys have any goals for 2018, whether it's you want to slap more muffs, or, like pop some shackers, whatever you feel like you need to achieve in 2018, hit me up. And yeah, next week I'll be going through last year's goals that I set. I'll see if I achieved them. I might have. I might not have. I had a pretty big year, so I probably did. Yeah, and also, you guys send me yours, and then in a year's time, all this is recorded and documented, and then you can listen back in a year and be like, oh my god, what a failure I became this year, or what a great success. So, yeah, Happy New Year. I'll see you guys next year. Also, please don't make that joke on New Year's, like at 11:59, where you go to your friends, like, oh, I'll see you next year. Don't do that. It's not funny, because next year's a minute away. We all get the joke. And you know what? In fact, because you've made that joke, now I'm actually not going to speak to you for a year. So, try and refrain from doing that, guys. And also, if you guys have any crazy stories from Christmas or anything happened, like in the festive season, you guys are on holidays now, most people are. So yeah, hit me up with your best stories at luke.kidgell@gmail.com. But until then, wishing you all a very happy new year. And hey guys, I'll speak to you next year.